my guess, I don't know, of course, but my guess that if Mr. Trump delivers on his promise to end the war in Ukraine, he will do so in the name of focusing on the much greater danger represented by China. The truth of it is, the Chinese at this point are not our problem because they don't need, all they want is free trade. All they want is to be allowed to do in the future what they've done in the past. It's the United States that has to have a change because it's terrified by the growth that the Chinese have achieved and that they look likely to continue, and therefore they have to be stopped. So what Americans cannot understand, because they don't want to face it, is that it's not that the Chinese are aggressive. It's really the reverse. It's the United States that's aggressive because it needs to stop what's going on. The Chinese don't. For the Chinese, let's go. We know how to go. We know how to beat you. We know how to grow. We do it better than you do. So just let us. And the United States says, we won't. We're going to stop you. We're going to slow you. And it's almost as naked as that, if you look at the press these days. And, it's a question of whether the Americans have the means. I don't think they do. And have the determination, they may have that, to stay with this policy. I like to remind them that after Britain tried twice to punish the United States for becoming independent, Revolutionary War, War of 1812, they gave up. And they basically worked out a deal. Americans would leave them alone and the rest of the world do their British Empire. And the British would respect that the United States now had an empire called the Monroe Doctrine. You can take this Western Hemisphere. We're taking everything else. And on that basis, we can all live happily together. And they did. They didn't go to war against each other since that time. Okay, so why not the United States sit down with China and do more or less the same? I don't understand why that isn't talked about. And I don't think that's because it isn't an option. I think it is. And I think Americans somewhere know that it is. But for the moment, they're all excited that they may have the ability just to blow the Chinese away, the way the Russians went away. And I think that's a mistake, but that's where we sit.